You are watching episode 3 of Building Bridges of Hope and Redemption in Crises.
Hello, everyone. I am Rasheen Jamison-Richardson, and welcome to my newest podcast called The Table of Redemption. This is the companion to my resilience training framework called the Leadership Redemption Framework. It's going to be the one that has the bounce back to help people come back, and the one that is going to make you understand what it really means to live again. So I have one of the most powerful guests that I know of as a colleague, as a friend, someone that I am excited to talk to. And she is our class marshal at the Harvard Graduate School of Education and E.L.O.E. And she is Dr.
Mojisola
Mojisola Edu. You see how she went ahead of me, honey? That's good. So, okay, it's our question. So, Mo, tell me today, what brings you to the table of redemption?
What brings me to the table of redemption is being able to transmute the darkness into light. Because so many people are grieving in the world, holding on to grief from years.
Yeah.
And and that grief can show up in different ways. And we need to be able to forgive for our own liberation. And so the redemption is, can we forgive ourselves and others in order for our liberation and freedom, not for reconciliation, but for us to break the change? Maya Angelou said, I want to be the free one. And in order for us to be free, we have to set everyone free, for all of us to fly. And are you ready to fly? Because I'm ready.
Honey, baby, let me tell you something. I woke up like this. See, we said it. If we did this podcast, we was gonna be real friends like we are in real life.
Yeah.
And really change lives, because when you mention how much we are all grieving in some way or another, laughter is medicine. And that's a part of the healing energies. That's part of all that we need to bring to this time of crisis, because it's real painful out here. And we don't want to ever get it twisted, the joy that can come out of darkness as well.
Yeah.
So this is amazing. So bringing you to the table of redemption, I believe, as I have learned about you, not just on the internet, but in person, you literally are a walking form of redemption. And so what I want to know from you is, so let's go back and say the pillars of leadership redemption has a lot to do with one's resilience. That's number one. 2, your purpose. 3, your well-being. 4, your lifespan. All these areas that we need to have in our day-to-day lives so that we know how to return back to our true north or our true self. With you, your journey has not been easy. You have suffered greatly to just to be the person you are. So my question to you is about your resilience. How would you define resilience in your own words? And what are redemptive moments that have shaped your ability to persevere, and maybe some key factors that you've discovered that you can help other people do the same?
That word resilience is very touchy for me, because I feel like, especially for people of color or just people in general, a lot of the situations is because we were forced into it, right? It's not because we chose to be in it. So resilience for us, like whether we become entrepreneurs or we're in those, because the spaces were not conduced for us to rest, to have space that they wanted us in. So we had to create our own businesses, sell food plates, or we had to create something for ourselves to be seen and be heard. So the resilience is not because of, because you have to do it. It's not because it's like it's a gift. You can transform it into a gift, but it's because of the situations or the systems or the organizations were created for you to have to be resilient, right? And for me, I was in situations where my body was not working. I've been through so much different pieces of trauma in my life, from growing up, losing my father at 10 years old, going through abusive, marriage, being homeless, dealing with military sexual trauma, all fighting for my life, almost dying, all these different things, and still with disabilities, fibromyalgia, all these different things, arthritis in my back and my knee, you know, Dealing with all those things, I had to say the most courageous thing I always say you have to do for yourself is say, I want to heal. Enough was
Yeah.
enough for me. Enough was enough for me. And at the time when I was just feeling like unwanted or not seen or heard, I felt like my light was dim because I felt like the walls of society or the idea of what the world wanted me to be or show up as was trying to form me or imprint on me. But that wasn't truly me. And I wasn't showing up for myself. I was born in love. I had to go back to the root of God's love, the root of the divine love or the creator's love. I had to go back and surrender to that love and
Yeah.
believe and tell myself that it lived within me. And in order for me to attract it and also let go of attachment, because we're so attached to material things or what people think, let go of that. Have
Mm.
no expectations. Only show up as love. Love is tattooed to my back when I was searching for love. Now I have a beautiful husband that loves me to death. And
Honey.
let's not say that he just loves me. I
Honey.
he loves me. So after that whole bad situation with my first marriage, and I also had redemption for my ex-husband and forgave him, even
Ooh.
with abuse and everything he did to me, because I have to always remember that each one of these people, I don't see them as their human form, I see their spirit. Each
Mm.
one of them first came with the whole spirit before they got, imprinted by society and the different things that changed and shaped their lives. And they're all somebody's precious child. So I have to remember that they are somebody's precious child. Even if I feel anger, or if I feel pain, I
Mm.
have to remember they're somebody's precious child. And something in the core brought them to be who they are.
Mm.
And that forgiveness of forgiving myself or sometimes betraying myself,
Mm.
and forgiving others has brought me to the point of like, even through all the things I went through, like show up as love. And love is the only thing that's there. And through that love that you can allow forgiveness if you choose to. Love is a choice. So
Mhm.
instead of me being angry, and Pisces, we got two different sides of the fish now.
Mhm. Because one swim upstream, one swim
One
downstream.
down. So you can have the best of us or the worst of us, and I choose the best version of myself, and that's love.
Yeah, yeah. This is so important to highlight and to pause a little bit as I call wade in the water for a minute.
Mm,
Because when I created the framework of the leadership redemption, it wasn't first resilience piece until I got down to the data
mm-hmm,
and looked at what this means. Because it was literally on lifespan sustaining impact. But in
mm-hmm,
order to sustain your impact, in order to have a longer life or let your work last long, your body of work last longer than you somewhere, or your marriage, you've got to have some bounce back in you.
mm-hmm,
And a key part of resilience is dealing with adversity. And so when
mm,
I hear you say that you have overcome a first marriage, abusive marriage, you've overcome military sexual abuse, right? You've
mm-hmm,
overcome all kinds of other traumas, and each trauma has its own little, I call it imp inside of it, little demon screaming, hey, honey, go, hey, honey. So yeah, so I love you, and I love the way you are bringing this to the forefront, because when this framework was built, it was built out of two sides of redemption.
mm-hmm,
Side one is a level of atonement, a
mm-hmm,
level where you might have felt like you have not done everything you needed to do. So you redeeming the times, you're redeeming yourself by the help of a higher power, right? Or some people who might not believe in a higher power, just by a force inside of you or whatever that's bringing you back. But there's a second one, honey. It's the one that you about to win it all, baby. You might have lost. This right here is your redemption round. So it's
mm,
in the sports. In this season is in
uh-huh,
this season. Redemption means like the football games. They have a
mm.
redemption card.
Come
They
on now.
have a redemption card. And to me, it sounds like your second marriage is your redemption card.
It definitely was a redemption because he taught me how to love. He saw
Mm,
this. He saw a version of myself that I didn't even see. And I know
mm,
us. He might not come when you want it, but he's always on time.
always.
And my husband was right on time when I needed to see what love looked like.
Woo.
Pure, untapped,
Mm,
and loving you. Two things he said to me. He said, "I'm not here to understand you. I'm here to love you through everything."
mm.
He said, I'm here to be the patience that you don't have. And
Mm.
for my healing journey. And this man has been to therapy with me. He has gone through all the different stuff when I went through depression. And he has always been a cheerleader for me. And like
Yeah.
I said, in regards to like redemption, like I have this thing called failure is only the idea of what they say is failure. It's not really failure because I call it research and development. Because how can you fail if you're constantly developing? Every business, when something happens, they go back to the drawing board. We're
Mhm.
also always developing, and we haven't even tapped into all the potential that God or the divine or creator, whatever you call it, has even blessed us with. And
Mm.
every stage, whether good or bad, is a lesson. It's for us
Mm.
to sit back and zoom out and say, what is the lesson in this? Well, how
Mm.
did I transform? How did I change? How did I transmute that? And not just stay stuck in it, and persevere. You
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, because we can stay right here for the rest of this interview. I'm just telling you right now. We got a couple more questions, but we ain't gonna skip past what God is doing. Amen.
Come on now, amen.
Okay, let's go back a little bit more because this is helping already.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pretend right now, just in this moment, there's a 25-year-old student or 25-year-old mom or 25-year-old male who's literally trying to figure out their resilience. And they
Mm.
may have a very similar set of circumstances as you. And so, what are some actual factors to consider when people are trying to uncover or discover their level of resilience? Because yours is power packed. You have named and listed all these different things, and redemption means you got something to show for it, actually. That's what my framework is. I want to see what's in your hand, baby, because I want to see what you came up with, baby. Let me see what you got, honey. Because redemption means I certainly have come back and I should not have, but I am. And I don't know how. Don't ask me too many questions about it. I just know I'm here. So when I ask you about factors, can
Mm-hmm.
you use your level of expertise in your trauma, in overcoming your trauma, to pull out some factors for this person that we need to help right now?
The person that we're talking to right now at this moment is the biggest strength is to name it.
Mm,
Sometimes we go through life and we try to push it to the back burner and it shows up. Sometimes the anger shows up or we're like a walking time bomb. We don't even know that we're dealing with trauma. We don't even know if we're dealing with grief. We don't even know what's going on because we're so disconnected. We've been
mm,
almost like a ghost in a shell. So we're existing but not truly living. The first step is naming it.
mm,
Is naming what is the pain, what is the hurt. And even if you don't know, seeking the help to help you uncover what the hurt is. We
mm,
must name it in order for us to engage with it so we can heal it, right?
mhm.
The second thing is to be honest with yourself. You
Good, yeah.
Be honest with yourself because sometimes we lie, we make up all kinds of excuses and stuff to cover up. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. No matter what people might think of you, those who truly love you and care about you, no matter what flaws, whatever things they're going on, they're going to love you regardless. Those
Mm,
ones that care for you are going to be there. And even if the people that you don't expect that you want to be there for you are not there, other people, God will send other people there to
come
support
on.
you and be
Come
there for
on.
you.
Come on.
So don't worry about that. And you're never alone. You're never alone. If you seek it and you speak it, they shall come.
Mm,
But you have to give yourself permission to
mm,
heal. You
mm,
don't need to seek permission for anybody else, not from a family member, not from your significant other. You have to give yourself permission.
mhm,
Sometimes the only thing that's blocking you for you to ask for that help or to seek what you need in that moment is for you to give yourself permission. Because sometimes we feel guilty. How dare I ask for that? Or maybe I don't deserve that. Yes, you do.
mm,
You've done so much for somebody else, and it's time for you. It's time for you to win in this season in your life. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay. And you're
mm.
not alone because you got people like us that are here and others that are like us that want to come and support you.
Yeah.
Speak it, they shall come.
Well, I don't. Were you talking to me or the 25-year-old?
I'm talking to the
I
25-year-old.
know
No,
everything you
you
said, honey. I'm like, I forgot to ask you to do it for the 25-year-old. you know what? But that's redemption. And my
Yes.
cycle in my framework is a cycle that you ever forget that you once were. And so
Yes.
therefore you have to continue to be revived, continue to
Yes.
be resilient. And you have to always take yourself through a process of checking your spirit. And
Exactly.
like you said, asking, naming, calling it out, and bringing to the forefront the things that you really do need. And so this brings me to my next question of how did you find your purpose? And when I ask that question, it is really rooted in levels of discovery. It's like a discovery. Like I didn't wake up just being resilient. You said it. To me, it's called a mantle of resilience. It fell upon me. And it's the very same thing of what happened to in the Bible. Elijah, he was in a chariot of fire, and Elisha, or Elisha, he caught this mantle, right? Or Joseph was clothed in the coat of many colors, right? From his dad. He didn't ask for it. Same thing with Moses and Joshua. They're not sitting up there asking for these things. They are upon us. But now, Mo, that is upon you. Come on, you heard my voice sound. It's upon you. See, you started using your hands and I'm using my hands. But in all sincerity, now that it's upon you, come on, somebody.
Come on,
How
tell it.
have you brought it to the point where you have made a purpose, made it into an actual purpose, and not just something that is making you bitter, but something that's making you better, and you turned around and now making other people better? I'll let you go from here.
Well, the whole thing is, I ain't gonna say unfortunately, it's the surrender. As
Mm,
much as we try to be resistant, we want to, they say you plan and God laughs,
mm,
I can't plan nothing. All I
mm,
can do is give it and surrender. Once I surrender, I said, you know what? I'm going to follow God's path. I'm going to follow and I'm going to let go of control. Because sometimes when we're in trauma, we want to control everything to give us control, but we don't control nothing. I don't
mm,
control nothing. I gave it and I surrendered, and with the surrender, things came. I
mm,
even my connection with money is not even the same
mm.
because I know it's going to be handled. I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about stuff. The people that I need to come to me, they come to me. I don't have to worry about that. The thing is, God put this on me. I didn't ask for it. Sometimes I try to run away and be resistant. But when you got your purpose and call, and sometimes we get our calling when we're kids, but we want to
Mm,
run away from it. I tried to run away from it for years.
mm,
Every soothsayer, every pastor says you got some light. You gonna do some words and you gonna do this, but it might not be in a pulpit, but if you got a message from God, right? I said, I don't know what they talking about. I try to run away from it. But
mm,
I was a walking testimony. I
mm,
had to go through these different things in life because sometimes God's strongest soldier has to be able, it's not because, oh, he wants to detriment. You have to take all these skills and these different things that you go through in order to strengthen you for the biggest thing that God has you set up for. And
mm,
you have to be able to have that strength. So now I have diversity in life experience. So I can talk to the neighborhood stripper. I
mm.
can talk to the pastor. I can talk to the person over there that's the single mom. I
Come
can
on.
talk to the abused mother out there that's trying
Come
to.
on.
I can go over there and talk to the man that doesn't feel good about himself. I can talk to that little girl that needs help or
Mm.
needs some love. I can talk to these because I've lived it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can have that empathy, you know. So, going through all of that stuff, it made me realize that, at the end of the day, for me to show up, I had to have empathy. I had to have love. I had to become the version of myself that I wanted from other people. I
Mm.
wasn't going to get it from nobody. And that purpose was because God said, look, one thing about God is funny. God will be like, oh, I'm gonna do this. He'll sit you down. When I
Yeah.
got sick, the last time I got sick, I said, no, I give it to you. He
Mm.
says, your purpose, if you can heal yourself, you can heal others. I
Mm.
listened to that and I kept going. And it's been smooth sailing ever since.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness. So in essence, your purpose is in you discovered your purpose in surrendering, or is your purpose to surrender? And like it's like what I'm interested in is giving someone a nugget that says so after all this, my purpose, I discovered my purpose is to heal. My purpose is to to unite, because those are the two things I know you have done. Me
Yeah.
personally, my purpose is to rectify a situation. That's also a very serious purpose, to
Yes.
bring reconciliation in the midst
Yeah.
of being a mediator, you
Yeah.
know. So the question would be in furtherance
You hear
is,
my translator? She's saying exactly everything. That's my translator right there.
I ain't
You
heard nothing.
know me.
I ain't heard nothing. I'm just going by. Look, y'all know I go by the Holy Ghost. I don't know what no translator is, honey.
You my spiritual translator for me. Yeah.
But still, Father God, honey. And tell you
Yes.
what I saw when you was up there preaching just now. I heard an organ in the background. I said, God, doggy, you up there preaching. That is your purpose, because I love what you're saying. You're saying if you surrender to whatever that thing is, you're gonna come out surprised yourself.
Mm.
You're gonna be the one surprised.
Yeah, and even when you think that your purpose is one thing, it might not be, because you're still trying to control it. When you truly surrender, it's going to come to you from some of the wildest places you never even thought about. When you're in the surrender, and like she just said, my sister just told y'all, I am a healer and I know it and I trust it 100%. Also, to expand in the window of trust. We got to
Yeah,
trust ourselves, right? And
yeah,
trust in whatever you're connected to, whatever your divine connection is. But I'm definitely a healer. I'm a conduit. I'm just a vessel, and God uses me to do the work. I
yeah.
am a mediator for families, for people, for nations, for people that they are hurt. A lot of times we have these arguments because we're hurt. We don't know how to voice them. So I'm here to assist people to get their voice so they can express themselves, right? On how we can heal, right? And building that belonging and community, because sometimes we don't know where we fit in this world,
That's
you
right.
know? And sometimes we've been trying to compartmentalize ourselves and squeeze ourselves in this tiny box when we're not meant to fit in. Sometimes we got to expand and build the communities, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is excellent. So you mentioned so far being a healer. You've mentioned all of the traumas that you've overcome. You've mentioned how you brought other people through theirs, through the birth canal of their trauma. You've literally been
Mm,
a midwife for
mm.
so many people's pain. Come on, somebody. See,
Come on
you done
now.
started me up,
Tell
honey,
it now. Come on now.
right here on these Harvard territories. Amen.
Yes. Come on now.
So, so how have you maintained your own well-being? That's a pillar, because
Mm, mm.
resilience has to sit on something.
Come on now. Come
Resilience is
on.
a tub. It has to sit
Mm.
on its own bottom.
Come on
And
now.
so these pillars, when I think of the pillar, I think of that tub. The tub don't sit flat on. What is holding you up? In other words, well-being is what is holding Mo together. What are the practices that you do every day that someone else listening can get involved in and have their well-being? And I'll also say I sit next to the numbers. And I've been saying lately that if I wake up with an attitude, ask me if I've been close to the numbers, of burnout, the numbers of sellouts, the
Come
numbers
on
of
now.
what is called quiet quitting, the
Come on
numbers of
now.
what's going on in our world in crises and all of this. So this mantle upon me of crisis leadership has put me close to the numbers. So I might not wake up smiling because that's in my psyche of how bad it really, really is.
Mm-hmm.
You do the same thing if you're in front of people's pain. And so
Mm-hmm.
when you're out of that element, what are the things that you do to replenish self-care and manage your own well-being?
Well, when I'm at my house and not here at Harvard, I usually take like a bath, like a spiritual bath, and just like cleanse my body, like cleanse my of everything, and just pray to God to just move everything that's not of me out of my body because I'm
Okay.
taking in other people's energy. I put my feet. Sometimes I plant my feet in the grass barefooted, just to give it to the grass, or I hug a tree and things of that nature. Or I get in meditation. Meditation has sustained me, controlling my breath, especially, because people, when I'm a Pisces, we're both Pisces, we feel everyone's energy. We feel it is and it's intense. So I have to always, say prayer before I deal with work with people and when I leave, to make sure that none of the residue stays on me. But like you said, if I push myself to the limit, if I do back to back clients and I don't like, and I betray myself, I call it betraying myself a little bit. Like I know I'm at the edge and I betray myself. I'm like, no, this is time. So I have to sleep. So sometimes I have to sleep and shut down. And that means cutting off a lot of things and just saying I need to just focus on me. So the wellness is making sure, and also finding what is my joy. So if that's
Yeah.
like going and take a look on meditative walk, going seeing flowers, go to a museum, those things that sustain my joy are the things that refill me on a daily basis. But yeah, those are the things that I do to keep myself replenished, and a lot of prayer. And and sometimes, I have like, I have a selenite crystal that I keep around just to like protect from like some energy and stuff to
Mhm.
absorb, because some people, they walk in here with like a lot of negative energy,
Yeah.
on a daily basis. And I also set intention. I always talk about, neural pathways. When we're stuck in trauma, we're done. Sometimes our self-talk creates bad neural pathways where we tell ourselves, "Oh, this is wrong. You're not doing the best. You're not enough." I every day, and my mentor calls it tricking myself. So I reprogram myself with new neural pathways, saying today is going to be a great day. Everything that I do is working in the flow of God. Everything's working in the flow, and everything is working for my goodness and my success. People that I encounter, may they have blessings and all those things. So I reprogram myself every day to reset in order for me to walk in the day with kindness and love. Because if I don't, then I would be a wreck, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, this is really good because we're getting ready to get into the segment of you being our class marshal. And what I wanted to do intentionally was set the stage to say that before you stand, you have to kneel. The
Mm.
way up is the way down.
Mm.
Humility and honor always precedes the righteous. And
Mm.
the righteous one is the one who understands how to pass the buck, how to pay it forward, how
Mm.
to understand that the thing that I'm doing is really not about me, even though it's in my name. Come on, somebody.
Come
Even
on
though
now.
this thing is in my name. Like when I suffered the stroke, when I suffered all these years of being in hospital,
Come
that
on.
bed, that wristband came in my name. That trial was in my name.
Come on, God.
So while I was there, I took notes. I researched. I looked up. I had to abide. Come on, I had to wade. I had to
Come on.
abide in this thing to
Mm.
let me understand and know that there's a redemption for me. And it was what I. It's what I always said when people called me and they were going through trials. Only thing I could get out during that season was God is a redeeming God.
Come on now.
God will redeem the times.
Come on now.
He will redeem the times.
Come
And
on now.
so while this was not supposed to be a preaching show, I mean,
You know how we get together now.
I bet you our professors are like, these girls at church, are they? Oh, what is this? It's the table of redemption, honey.
Yes.
I'm just trying to let the peoples know.
Come on
But
now.
as our marshal, I think that your interview is so befitting. When you talk about resilience, and when I asked you about it, your first thing was forgive. And to me, to forgive is to live. When we talked
Mm.
about your next level of just your level of purpose in life, you talked about a surrendered life, a life that you lay down, a life that you make sure that you honor your executive order from above that helps you with your marginals. These are my words, just paraphrasing through. Next, when we gave you an opportunity to just talk about your well-being, you stand on business when it comes to your health. You stand on business to me. And all this really goes into the last pillar of lifespan. So, over the course of your lifespan, it brought you to being Harvard Graduate School of Education, E.L.O.E. class
You
marshal.
know.
And please let the peoples know how you feeling and what are your thoughts and what are your aspirations and what's going through your mind with this grand honor that's upon you. Because, hold on. Christ said, "And the last shall be first, and the first shall be last."
Come on.
And what you've been through, you're gonna be first in line, baby.
Mm. 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 Mm.
As
Mm.
a symbol, just as a symbol and as a sign that
Come on,
God
God.
does keep His promises. So
Come
go
on.
for it. Go for it. Let us
Come on,
know.
God. Come on. I received that, my beloved sister. I received that. And God be the glory. And for me, I'm very humble. I'm very humbled. I'm very grateful beyond deepest gratitude to all of the E.L.O.E. beautiful, amazing souls, each one of them that I've been able to sit down and talk to share time with and be in community with, and those that I didn't get to talk, but I have felt your energy. I
Mm,
just want to say that I love each and every one of you, and I'm proud of you. Because,
mm.
Harvard didn't make you. You already had that secret sauce. Just having Harvard just makes it, talk to me a little nicer. That's it, a little bit
And
nicer.
get your coins.
And get your coins. Now it's the confirmation to say that you've known and you always know and you continue to know and trust yourself. And it was the confirmation to let you know that this was the space to give birth to those ideas that you might have had compartmentalized and pushed to the side because society told you it wasn't good enough, but this
Mm,
place told you that it is good enough, and it
mm,
opened up spaces, and it allowed you to touch that inner child of yourself, to play a little bit, to
mm,
experiment, to imagine. And
mm,
I just want to say, to watch each and every one of you grow from first day one to now, I'm
mm,
so proud. There's so much of the becoming, and it's continued to blossom and grow. For me, I learned so much from each and every one. I always say that it doesn't matter what age, we can learn from everybody. So I've learned so much.
mm,
And I didn't know if I was going to have community here, but I did.
mm.
I found my beautiful sister here. Even in
Yeah,
the beginning, we were connected on spirit. Like, we found each other's spirit.
yeah,
We connected something higher than self. Um, and I'm just humble because you come to places you don't know if people like you. They might hate your guts. Who
yeah,
knows? But it's funny because every time I see people, they be like, "Yo," I mean, from the cleaning people to the staff to operations leadership, I always give people hugs. I see the spirit before I see this flesh,
yeah,
and I see it and I feel it, and I give people hugs, and people like, "Well, you ain't never scared of people and stuff. How you know all these people?" I said, "I know they spirit.
yeah,
That's all I need to know. I don't care about what money you came from. I don't care about what you do out there and these labels that people gave you. I just see the person that's in front of me, and that's somebody's precious child. And you all have just been nothing but blessings. And
yeah,
this is beyond an honor. This isn't just for me. I represent each and every one of you. Those
yeah.
people that told us that we couldn't do it, we gonna do it.
Mm,
It's not who my mother said, those who dance last dance the best.
mm,
And it's not how you start, it's how you finish it. Some
mm.
of us are just starting our life. Some of us have started our life, but now there's more to come. And even though we might have had not done it the way others have, they might have put us to the last, but just like my sister said, we is going to win. I represent all the underdogs
Mm.
winning in this season.
Yes.
E.L.O.
Eh?
Come on now. You know what I'm saying? I represent the baddest of the baddest. And you know what I'm saying? Each one of you are amazing. E.L.O.E. Education, leaderships, organization, entrepreneurship. We cover so many different realms in so many different spaces. They can't put us in a box.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm so proud. It's the deepest honor to represent every last one of you. And I'm just grateful. And I'm glad you saw me as I saw you. Because, in our darkness, we created something beautiful and we all blossomed. And every one of you are candles and we all light together. So I'm just a torch. And I'm only this torch because of every last one of your lights. So thank you.
You are so welcome. And now you also did the class speech. You said, Mom, I love you, POP. Hold it down, honey. This is the table of redemption. I want to tell you, when you say yes to come on our show, we just want to be so real and paint the picture of how the joy that can come out of pain and that we consider and be in this moment. And the word is intentionally redemption. It's a table that we sit at. It's a table where we question ourselves. It's a table where we can come to terms and have these moments, these historical moments, these radical moments, these Black, gorgeous, royal moments that really make us smile. Because outside of a lot of the systematic oppression or systems in itself, are a lot of people who are mundane, a lot of people who don't have the affect because on the inside they have been suppressed. So I know that when they watch this particular episode, they're going to want to have some of this joy. And so
Mm.
they're going to want to eat from this table of redemption. What I want to know from you as we, you like you were eating ramen noodles either. Do that again. What was you doing, honey? Was that oxtails or what, honey? 'Cause, honey, you
I
don't
love me some oxtails. We eating all that joy and that love, all that goodness, abundance, the overflow. Come on now.
for sure, for sure. So, in the spirit of closing out the table of redemption, I want to know, I always ask, do you have any words of wisdom for me? And then, do you have any closing insights? And then the last thing is, what are you walking away from this table of redemption for yourself? So, do you have any words for me? Do you have anything more to say to them? And what are you yourself being fed and led with?
My beautiful beloved sister, you are a joy and a blessing to this world. And there's more, more, more to come.
Mm,
That's coming your way. Never, ever, ever have to question yourself. You trust and you know. Like I always tell you, you know, you've always known, and you're going to continue to know. And never divert from that because that's the truest and the truth of yourself. You know, and there's no middle person that's going to connect you to what you already know that you connected to.
yes.
Nobody can define you. You have your name, you name yourself, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
And you step into your power because your power is greater than you can even imagine.
Oh, glory to God.
And I'm just so excited about the next steps in your life, and it's going to be glorious.
Mm,
It's going to be glorious. It's going to be so beautiful, more than you even imagine.
mm,
And all those that are supposed to come are going to come, and they're going to lift you to the highest point.
mm,
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And what I would say to those out there is always, we don't know what we don't know.
that's
But
good.
when we do know and we do acquire the knowledge, it's your choice to do better, you know? And redemption can happen at any time.
Oh,
There's no time limit on redemption. It can happen later in life, it can begin in the beginning of life, wherever it's your choice to redeem. But you always have a chance to redeem at every cycle of your life.
mm,
Redemption for self and redemption for others,
mm,
redemption for community, redemption for our ancestors and our lineage. There's
mm,
redemption in so many different ways.
mm,
And also, don't always get caught up in the academic mentality. Academics come in informal and informal. And I mean, that means from laying at the feet of your grandmother, for
mm,
she is the first teacher, or
mm,
your mother, or whoever that was, some elder that taught you something.
mm,
Those are still the academics. Don't forget the oral tradition. So even if you don't write your papers the way that others do, remember our ancestors that now they're studying and calling it amazing scholarship. They
mm,
didn't use proper diction, but
mm,
now we're studying it. So remember that no matter how you come or show up in the world, you are an academic, whether it's informal or informal.
mhm.
Some of us learned a lot from the streets, some of them learned a lot in the hood. Academia is just another form added onto your continuous knowledge because we're constantly scholars every day. We learn every day,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
And
And
so for
remember to trust
yourself,
yourself too.
yeah. Say that last part again.
Remember to trust yourself too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And what are you taking away for your own benefit, for your own redemption?
For my own redemption, that all things are possible
Mm,
if I truly believe it. And once I trust it, all things that, and be careful what I say in my mouth because my mouth is powerful. So
yeah.
all things that I want can happen and manifest if I truly believe it and trust.
Mm,
Um, and the other thing I'm taking for is this pure joy. I'm here in community. Community, we can't survive by ourselves. As much as you want to say you would do it by yourself, I need community. Community is everything. My sister is my community. This joy and this laughter here,
mhm,
listen, it feeds my soul. And
mhm.
my soul is renewed. So I'm taking this renewal of the soul and this recharge from my sister, bringing me joy and laughter.
Good, because that's what I'm going to do, honey. I am more than excited to have you here, and as we have had a wonderful time together. This is one for the books. I said that about another interview as well, and I think I'm gonna say that about all the interviews. But this right here has been so vibrant, and light shines brightest in darkness.
Mm,
So the launch of this particular podcast is launched right in the middle of crisis. I've been
mm,
working on wanting to do one for years, been told by family and friends who've been inspiring me, who are the main ones behind me, encouraging me. But I started this kind of like out of a class assignment. So I'm here in levels of collaborative refinement of the framework process and scaling it. And I just decided to take this show on the road and have fun with it, honey. So thank you for coming to this table of redemption. And you didn't just come to this table, you actually put money on the table, baby, with your wisdom, baby. And you also fed us, honey, from them oxtails you was eating, no wisdoms that you was laying down. And you really brought God to the forefront of this, because anybody who know me understand the spiritual component of what Rasheen Jamison-Richardson stands for. And so I appreciate you not being afraid to do it, and knowing that our primary audience right now is Harvard University. Our professors
mhm.
will watch this, our family and friends who know us, but people who don't even understand, we're going to show them this is how we do Harvard.
Come on now. Come on. How was we able to navigate this place and stay sane if we didn't bring it in? Come on
That's
now.
right. That's right. And so, to my viewing audience or listening audience, I appreciate you so very much for your time and your attention. My thing to you is I want to put a little pressure upon you to figure out, when I call you, what brings you to this table. When I call upon you to sit here, you have something to offer. I said in my video when and Harvard featured me in the video of student after disaster, how to dream after disaster. I have something to say, I have something to see, and I certainly have something to give. And when you're coming back from disaster, or when you're coming back from a trauma, or when you're coming back from a treatment, I had someone send me a video. They rung the bell today. They've rung the bell today. They made it through 6 rounds of chemo, and they rung the bell today. They showed me the video in live portion. They're ringing the bell today. What bell are you ringing today? It doesn't have to be a cancer diagnosis, but you need to sound the alarm that redemption is near to you. Redemption in your career, redemption in your marriage, redemption in your academia, redemption in your health, redemption in your money, because sometimes your money can be real sick too.
Come on
So
now.
what we want to impart to you on this show, through intellectual excellence, right?
Yes.
Through intellectual prowess, that we understand you, but we are here to hold this space with you, that we want you to answer this question. So what brings you to the table, this table of redemption? Have a great time, a great day, and much love to you. I'm Rasheen Jamison-Richardson, host and founder. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
The Table of Redemption podcast disclaimers. Views expressed, branding, and mutual benefit. The Table of Redemption podcast is part of the collaborative refinement phase of the Leadership Redemption Framework before it goes to market. This is a research-based initiative led by myself, Rasheen Jamison-Richardson, your host. Guest participation contributes to scholarly exploration through narrative inquiry and receives platform exposure in return. Rasheen, myself, do not receive financial compensation from guest appearances or their affiliated work. This project is not formally endorsed by Harvard University, Harvard Graduate School of Education, or any institution or any sponsorships at this time. Any reference to anyone's brand, including Harvard's brand, are solely based on my academic experiences as a graduate student and now an alumni. And I do not imply institutional affiliation or approval on any of the content that I am producing. This is all my original work, designed, built, and invented by me across a 20-year experience as an educator and practitioner and researcher. All stories remain the intellectual property of the guest and are shared with mutual respect, transparency, and the shared goal of building bridges of hope and redemption in times of crisis. To continue following the Table of Redemption podcast, you may visit www.thetableofredemption.com. You may be able to find our content on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.